Welcome back. I'm your host, Darnell Jackson, and in this crypto report, we're going to be talking about the Ethereum flippening. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to the most awesome YouTube channel. Like the video, and if you don't like the video, share it with somebody who will. Now, today's agenda is pretty straightforward. The big news is Jim Cramer dumped Bitcoin for Ethereum. We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be talking about the flippening, which is this idea that Ethereum will take out Bitcoin as the number one cryptocurrency. Now, before we get into the Jim Cramer, let's take a look and just understand what Ethereum is in its own words. Ethereum is an open source platform to write and distribute decentralized applications. You can learn more about it. Follow Ethereum on Twitter at Ethereum. So that's what ETH is. Now, everyone has been debating. Obviously, it's a competition on what is going to be the biggest cryptocurrency. Bitcoin has been. And so with the recent news, let's jump over to the headlines. And Jim Cramer has made the news, and he's talking about why he prefers Ethereum these days to Bitcoin. Okay, now I want to play a short piece of the video here. We gotta wait for this ad and all of this pop-up stuff to go away. So let's see if we can get to the actual video. Give it 1 second here. We're going to show this little clip from Jim Cramer. Let's take a look here.
Rebounding crypto that we're seeing right now is Bitcoin. You've exited your position, correct?
Well, I'm moving much more into Ethereum. I think that Bitcoin is much more front and center an issue in China. And I just want to avoid anything that is on the other side of the PRC. I have not been very positive on the actions of the PRC, obviously. But I do think the people of China are terrific. I just feel like that the government is in crackdown mode, and they don't want billionaires who really are the setters of the price of Bitcoin, American billionaires. They don't want them running an alternative currency. So I totally understand the Chinese government's view, and I just don't want to run afoul of it.
So there isn't a level that you look at for Bitcoin right now, even with the rebound?
Well, no, because I fear the Chinese government. If they stop the crackdown, I would probably go in, but I think the Chinese government has spoken and says they don't like Bitcoin. So I'm sticking with Ethereum. They don't seem to be attacking Ethereum right now.
Yeah, and
wow.
I don't know if you're interested by that, Jim, but I certainly am. It's interesting that they go after one, especially one that's known as a heavyweight, especially in the United States, but not the other.
Yeah, I mean, look, they all do kind of trade together, but I just feel like that Ethereum could escape the clutches of China. Look, if Bitcoin came down more and China changed its status, that would be different. My end of my tag ends of Bitcoin came from fear of China, not from fear of crypto. I like crypto. I just don't trust the People's Republic of China.
Boom. And so there is your quote. And you can hear that Jim Cramer, in his own words, is telling you that he is afraid of what China is doing. And I want to just update you a little bit more on this topic where you're talking about the flippening. And this is the concept that Ethereum will pass Bitcoin. So you can see Jim Cramer's remarks. He's afraid of China. He's saying that China will be so successful cramping down on Bitcoin that Ethereum is going to benefit just by default. That seems to be a pretty logical point. Here's another article by Best Owie for the Bitcoinist that's talking about why Ethereum price could pass Bitcoin sooner than we think. And he's making some very important points here. He's saying here that in terms of gains, Ethereum has already surpassed Bitcoin in terms of gains. It says that Bitcoin rose 245% in 1 year, while Ethereum rose 730% in the same time period. Almost thrice the gains of Bitcoin. That's hilarious. When's the last time you ever used the word thrice? I'm going to tell you thrice. This has led to investors wanting to put more money in Ethereum, expecting they'll get more returns on the coins. Okay, so they're talking about the market cap, which Bitcoin still leads. This article says 1 trillion, but we know Bitcoin is not that high today. So, and there's some more information into the technology, but this report, I want you to stay a little bit more high level and just understand the concept of the flippening and why things are moving. So here's the ratio. I want you to take a look at that. Let me make sure I'm on the agenda. So now we're talking about the ratio. So here's an article. Here's a website, utility site, ratiogang.com, that tracks the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio, and it's all about the flippening conversation. So you can see on this site where it is documenting currently the ratio between Ethereum and Bitcoin, and right now it shows Ethereum at a ratio of 0.06, so it's about 6%, and it's monitoring the percent gain in that ratio. So this is showing how much of the pie that Ethereum is eating. All right, and so it shows that basically there is an opportunity for people to invest in Ethereum, as it claims that Ethereum should be at a 0.08 ratio, and it's currently at 0.06. So according to this site, there is an opportunity, and Ethereum is going to close that gap. So you can read a little bit more on this site and get an understanding for how they're determining their ratios, and why. The biggest point I'll say is this one. He says, where he's talking about why it claims the ratio should be at 0.08, and it says that it is halfway to the flippening. All right, so basically, as the ratio gets to 0.08, you're halfway there. So that's the idea on this site. So check out this website and post your feedback and your comments on the progress in the transfer of the money from ETH to Bitcoin. All right. So those are two strong points of what's happening with Ethereum overtaking Bitcoin right now. Now I want to check in with the man who is probably the best at articulating anything cryptocurrency, and that's Michael Saylor. He's going to talk a little bit about Ethereum and its place in cryptocurrency. Check this out.
Because that Ethereum has been reaching new record highs. Market cap or value of the Ethereum network is now bigger than that of major companies like Procter & Gamble, Bank of America, and PayPal, just to name a few. So, Michael, what is your position on Ethereum now? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? What's your outlook?
I think you can divide the entire crypto world into crypto assets and crypto applications. And so crypto asset networks are meant to store a long duration safe haven asset for a decade, a century, a millennium. And Bitcoin is, of course, the leader in that space. I think crypto application networks are meant to do lots of different things. It might be DeFi, it might be NFT, it might be operate stable coins or provide very flexible application rails. Ethereum clearly is the leader in that space. I think that there's a whole set of investors that are interested in investing in applications. That would be different than the class of investors that are looking for an asset. For example, corporate treasurers or widows and orphans insurance funds, they just want to store their money for 100 years and they don't want complications. But, you know, the world's full of tech investors and venture capital investors that are always looking for the latest, greatest, cool thing. I think that, from my point of view, the application space it's going to be a bit riskier because of more centralization, more complexity, and more competition in the space. But, you know, that means that there'll be higher highs, lower lows, and a lot more fireworks along the way.
So you still clearly maintain your position that there's no comparable asset to Bitcoin, that Ethereum is in a whole other category. As you just stated again, it's the unicorn categories you referred to it before. But are you at all interested in getting into the unicorn application category? Is that something that you would personally invest in or use MicroStrategy cash to invest in?
No, I don't think it's appropriate for corporate treasury, and it's not really appropriate for us. Our business is to acquire and to hold Bitcoin. I think that crypto applications would be appropriate for crypto venture funds and crypto-specific technology investors.
Do you have a position, though, on where you see the price of Ethereum going?
I really don't. I prefer not to opine on things that I am not an expert in. And I have a lot of very strong opinions about crypto asset networks and the right architecture for a crypto asset network. For example, I think that a proof of work architecture is appropriate, if not critical, for a good crypto asset network. I don't have strong opinions about what's the appropriate architecture and then what's the likely outlook in the crypto application space. I think there are too many variables. It's, again, as I said, it's much, much more complicated.
Okay, well,
Okay, all right. So Michael Saylor, the king of the experts, is saying he's stumped. He is stumped. He doesn't know. Now, this guy's a software. He comes out of software with MicroStrategy, so he has a long experience with evaluating software and different technology, and being able to tell you if it has a market, if it's going to actually generate any real business. But now with Ethereum, he's completely stumped. He doesn't have any understanding of how it could be valuable to anybody. This sounds like the way people sound before there's a big transition. When you look at what Ethereum actually does and how it is able to continually reinvent new just new solutions and new innovations, when you look at the crypto market and the big changes in this market from the previous bull run, all of the changes are in Ethereum. All of the big fancy stuff that's happened, the legitimate changes from the last bull run to this bull run have all been a part of Ethereum. Now, just really quick, I'm just gonna impromptu make this point to you. I'm over here on Crypto Market Cap, and when you look at each in the top 20 coins, you'll see Ethereum or an Ethereum coin represented in each of the top 5 parts of the top 20 coins. So you can see obviously Ethereum's number 2 in the top 5. And then when you get to the second group, you see USD coin, which is an Ethereum token. And hold on, I forgot to mention Tether. Even though Tether is very controversial these days, shout out to CoffeeZilla. Tether is an Ethereum token. So when you get into the second 5, this is 5 through 10, you find, boom, USD coin, which is an Ethereum token, and Uniswap, which is an Ethereum token. You get through 11 through 15, and what do you see? Chainlink, an Ethereum token. You go to you go through 16 through 20, and you come across Polygon, Matic, which is the On Fire Ethereum token. And you get to 19, which is Internet Computer. ICP is not an Ethereum token, but it is has a lot of compatibility with Ethereum, and as I understand it, works interoperably with ETH. All right, so that gives you an idea of how intrinsic Ethereum is to the top coins. Thank you for checking out this video. If you have not been updated on the Ethereum Flippening, post your comments on what you think. And I appreciate you watching this video. Subscribe and share. Until the next time. Peace.